Les from Delta here, and today we are going to talk about how to create a new application. The application is the second step before you're actually ready to measure any samples on your X-ray. First part that we've already done is build out our calibration, and that just tells the software, this is what we're measuring, this is how you know what we're measuring. You always have to have a good calibration before you can start an application. To start an application, we're going to come over here to Analyze. And then the analysis screen is probably fairly familiar from just taking measurements. This is now how we're going to get one of these new applications in there. So File, Open, and instead of opening up an existing application, we're actually going to open up one of these CalX files, one of these calibration files. So in the previous video, we made this zinc steel calibration file. So we're going to grab this one and open it. Now, because we opened up a calibration file instead of an application, we're going to get the measurement wizard. And this is how we decide what parameters we're going to use for our application. Because we're doing zinc on steel, we can cut this measurement down to probably 10 seconds. Anything less than that, we're going to start getting too much standard deviation and then therefore lose a bit of repeatability and accuracy. For thickness, we want to choose what we want to see our actual results in, and this is completely separate from what our standards might be measured in. If you remember, we created this calibration in micro inches, but if we want to see the results in microns, we could leave that in our thickness field. Let's actually show this in mils. So we're going to select mils. How many decimal places, how many significant digits do we want to see? Pretty much all of our measurements today are going to be under 1 mil. So I would like to see 3 decimal places. If you only want to see 2, select 2. If you want to see 20, go nuts. We're now going to hit next. Sample parameters. On here, we can now choose what we want to see about our actual measurements in the results screen. So if we want to show any upper and lower limits, target values, if we have a field that we don't want to see, it's an alloy and we don't care about composition, we could actually disable that field. We only have 2 layers, we only have 2 elements, we're going to want to see everything. We're going to hit next. Here we would change any reports that we want to use. And an important one here with the Bowman software, we always have to have a trace selected. And that's just for our database to store every single reading that we've ever taken. Now, we don't need any other information on this one other than our session number, which always has to be there as required, unique, and sequential. And we're going to go next. We are not using a XYZ program, so we don't need to worry about this. Analysis name auto-populates based on your calibration file. If you want to change this or select it, hit the 3 dots. I like to always check off automatically update with the latest calibration, and then I don't need it to tell me if the calibration is up to date because it's automatically updating. We're done. We're going to hit finish. You are always going to see that there is no active data session on a new application. This is normal. So all you need to do is enter that new session information. Because we had selected none, this is already filled in, and we can hit OK. And we're now ready to take a measurement. Before I start measuring on any samples, I like to use my verification standard to verify my calibration. In this case, I've got a 1/2 mil standard. I'm just going to throw that on there. Take a quick measurement just to check that the application is set up correctly before I jump in and start taking measurements on a sample. 0.497, that's pretty close to a half a mil. I'm going to take that, and that is how you build a new application on a Bowman. Les from Delta, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our calibration and equipment solution videos. Video didn't answer your questions? That's okay. Click the link below, go to our website, you can contact us through there, or our Facebook page.